I said that there wouldn't be another R18 video, but I lied. So what happened? Well, I made that video on my way home from the dealer after doing the 6,000 mile service and brought it home. And the very next day I had a rental request on Twisted Road, just 24 hours. The person was early 20s, had ridden, I think, an SV650 and was looking for a bike to putz around on while he was in town for a couple of days. And he came across this beautiful R18, got excited and booked it. And I'll have to put a picture here in front of this video, but before he left my driveway, he'd already dropped it. Just for legal reasons, I didn't help him pick it up. He had to pick it up on his own because I didn't want to be responsible for any, him hurting himself. So he picked the bike back up and got it back on the kickstand. I made sure he was okay. And then he said, yep, I'm good. I said, do you want to keep riding it? Do you want to cancel the rental? He goes, nope, I'll keep riding it. And so off he went. And then 24 hours later, he came back and said, okay, thanks a lot. And all he said to me was it was too much bike for him. He hopped into a taxi and off he went. Cool. I had already informed Twisted Road that there was some damage on the left side. And they said, okay, when he returns it, please let us know with some pictures how it went. And so I did. Cool, that's where we are. Twisted Road they do insure their rentals. So I wasn't worried about it. I mean, if the bike was destroyed, it is what it is. The bike was not destroyed, obviously. It looks beautiful, right? This bike new, I paid about $21,500. I had it listed with 6,000 miles on the odometer. With the 6,000 mile service done, I had it listed for $18,000. A little high, but I felt like, still reasonable for a low mileage bike that had been serviced by BMW. And it was all up to date and everything, and had the clear water lights and the tall seat and the backrest and other stuff like that. So let's start with the left-hand damage. This is what he did to it when he dropped it on the left side. He was sitting still, by the way. He just lost his footing. So yeah, left side damage. So he dropped on the left side here. The mosquitoes are out, so I'm trying to be a little quick here. And you can see here the lower engine bars right there on the bottom. There's a little bit of a scratch right there. Not much, but it's there. The chrome is dented. Not too bad. It happens. But engine bars did their job, right? Cool. I also have this, but they're done by a BMW dealer. A BMW dealer looked at this and gave it all the whole insurance kind of rundown. So I had to spend $400 for that. He also scratched the bottom part of the, right there, those paint pits. That's scratched from him dropping it. And if you go down here, you see scratches on the exhaust. And there's a couple of dents on the lower side of the exhaust over here. Still fully, so by the way, nothing is not functional. It's all still fully functional. It's just been damaged, right? So, hey, no big deal. He scratched this up a little bit over here. Not a big deal, a little plug there. I didn't even ding them for that one. He did scratch this part though up. So see the pits right there, and you can see how it's scratched all the way there. So it's kind of like a paint scratch right there. Yeah. But yeah, this is 300. This piece, just the left side, is 1,700. The back piece, that fairing at the end there of the exhaust, that little chute cutout, that's 450. The pannier, just the shell, is 1,250. The pannier is fine. It's just the outside shell has to get done. The tank is $4,800. This is all before labor, by the way, just before labor. All right, on the other side. Oh yeah, so between him leaving my house on Friday and him dropping it off Saturday, he dropped it on this side as well. So you can see here more chrome scratches right there. So again, another $300 or $400. He also, this is, by the way, this is just a shield. So underneath there is the actual exhaust. This is just a shield that's $300. But see how that's pitted right there? He did that. And then if you go down here, you get a better view of, by the way, the left and right side exhaust and pannier, identical damage, because when they fall in the exact same spot. So you can see the little paint right there. That's the other $1,200 for that extra piece. And then you can see here the scratches right there and the dimple right there. And then you see the scratches on that piece there. So again, 1,700 and 450. Okay, so I'm gonna go inside because mosquitoes are out. I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do about this next after a brief break. Okay, so we're inside now. So Bike still has 6,000 miles on it, still insured, etc., 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 all this stuff. It's fully good. I haven't ridden it since the damage occurred. Well, no, sorry, I wrote it to the BMW dealer to get the formal quote, and then bring it back home. The Twisted Road was great, by the way. If you're renting a bike on Twisted Road and a renter does damage, they're fantastic, by the way. I would take really good photos before and after, but they didn't give me shit about that at all. It was a very easy process. The quote to repair all of that is about $13,000. And so I have my bike listed for 18. I could have put 13 into it and then basically sold my bike for 5 because of the depreciated value. I'm not going to do that. So I've updated my R18 listing on Cycle Trader to 12. My opinion is, and it sounds, you know, give my opinion, you can agree or disagree with it. My opinion is, if you were going to replace the exhaust with something like Remus or another company, or Acura, one of those other companies that do aftermarket exhaust, then me spending $4,000, $4,500 on replacing those dimples and those scratches with more BMW parts that the buyer was going to replace anyway, no point. The engine guards, you lay it over one more time in the next life of that R18, and the same chrome spots aren't going to be dimpled. There's going to be a little pitted where the chrome finish was scratched off. Again, that's going to happen in the next owner at some point in its life. I don't think, and BMW agreed with me, they don't think they need to replace them if they don't, I don't want to. I can just hit the depreciated value check. I can put some chrome touch-up paint on that. If I really care, I can take them off, refinish them. But basically, the engine guards are what they are. Especially coming from a GS. I don't care about chrome damage that's you have to lay on your back to see. The tank. The tank is a big one. If it were not a one-year-old R18 with a first edition package, I would pin that and buff it out. But if you want the official, you know, German craftsmanship of the hand pinstriping, it's going to be $5,000 with labor. So I dropped the price from 18 to 12 with pictures of the damage, with the estimate from BMW, what it's going to cost. I also paid for a pre-purchase inspection, which gets attached, which says everything is clean bill of health, all updated on service records, all done on recalls, etc. And software updates as well. So it's ready to go, ready to ride, plenty of life in the brakes and the tires. I've had tons of bites, so I'm not posting this for you all because I'm desperate for a buyer. I've got about 10 people interested in it right now at that price, and it'll probably sell in the next couple of days. But I did want to kind of share with you the R18 update that literally a day after my video, I told you I have a perfect condition R18 for 18 grand. And one day later, I have a $12,000 R18 also in perfect functional condition, but cosmetically, there are some issues. And I believe that someone's going to get a great deal on this for 12 grand. They're going to do their own exhaust. And by the way, nothing is broken. It's just scratches. They'll do their own exhaust. They'll paint pen the tank. You won't be able to see it's happened. And they'll ignore the chrome pieces on the engine guards and ride the hell out of it and be able to sell it for 12 grand in 4 or 5 years. That's what I believe. And that's why I dropped it to 12,000. I took that money and I applied it to the payoff and I just paid the bike off. So that's the R18 update. The person that rented from me was like, you know, why aren't you upset? And I'm like, I'm not upset. It's insured. You made a mistake. More bike than you can handle. Whatever. He did have to pay out of pocket a deductible of 2 grand. He messaged me a little agitated coming from a Suzuki rider. Agitated, like there's no way there's 2 grand worth of damage. I just laid it over. And all I did was send him the part number for just that one exhaust pipe, which was $1,750. And I said, this is one of 10 parts that need to be replaced. He didn't respond to that message. And again, I'm not upset, but it's a BMW. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my update on the R18. Hopefully in a couple of days, it'll be gone because North Carolina insurance rates went up again. And so I don't want to keep it. It's too expensive to keep it in the city. And maybe in a couple of years, I'll buy one super used and put it in the garage and have it as a keepsake. But right now, it doesn't make sense to own. Thanks for watching, everyone.